Hello, Gemini. Hi, welcome and thank you so much for being here. I hope you're having a beautiful day or night. This is going to be a reading for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Whenever the timelessness is that this finds you is the right time. We're going to look into love, career, general insight, the current energy, also a peek into the future, but see what resonates for you. Leave what doesn't. And remember that divine inner guidance is in you. And try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition so that your decisions are sound, based in love, and for the highest, greatest good of everyone. So we're all uplifted in love. Let's begin. We're going to get a little insight for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We're going to start with the mystery deck. Get a couple of foundational messages and clarity for you. So let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, Christ consciousness, our higher selves, angels, and energies of love have for the highest, greatest good of all. What are the opening messages that would be helpful for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? Messages for Gemini, please and thank you. Oh, you're having, oh, look at you, Gemini. You're having a little glow up. You're glowing a little different lately. Taking care of yourself. I feel like you're catching someone's eye. I also see that you're sort of glowing in the dark. So maybe there was a situation that was kind of confusing, but you're having this illumination on how to get through something. I'm also getting that you might be inspiring others to make some changes in their life. I feel like it's not even a conversation. It's just sort of by example. Like someone's, well, like look at what Gemini did. Well, I could try that. I feel like that's very, very helpful for people. So, but I feel like this is a focus on you. Maybe you're putting more attention into yourself. Doing a project that you love. I see a lot of changes, but I feel like all of these changes are maybe really small, but creating big changes in your life somehow. Remember who you are, because you're amazing, Gemini. So maybe you, I do see that glow up, like maybe you felt a little lost or confused. I feel like that's past energy, or going to change pretty fast for you. Remember how valuable you are. Remember who you are. Remember how far you have come, how much you can handle, how strong you are, how you have a special glow about you, a special way about you, a uniqueness about you. I'm kind of getting something even hidden, but I feel like it's something that has maybe been hidden to you that you haven't like tapped into yet. I'm kind of getting a little hidden talent or something like that, or something you don't even know about yourself. You're going to discover, but maybe you've been on this journey of self-discovery. Let's see. Clarity for Gemini, please. Oh, you got a little divine friction. There's something coming through to kind of rub you in a weird direction, or rub you in the right but wrong way to get you in the right direction. You have divine help in a situation that might feel a little bit, I'm kind of getting even like a little bit of a rough road for a little bit, but it's because it's changing your vibration. It's changing your direction. You are getting guidance along the way, and it's going to turn out to be a very good thing, even though right now or in that process, it might not feel like that. It is something I feel like you're going to look back and see a little bit differently. So what is another message for Gemini, please? Yeah, it's going to be smooth sailing. So I said something like, you know, if it was a bumpy road, you are learning to put up your sails. You are learning something along this journey, along this path. You know you have to put up your pull your anchor up for that boat to sail. There's something that you weren't quite good at in the past, and it's going to get easier. This is also where you've learned some lessons. The winds of change are going to help push you in the right direction. And I always see that as leaving some baggage in the past. Let's see. I see that boat, and I don't know why I see water in the boat, Gemini. So I feel like maybe there was water in the boat. It was maybe weighing you down. Maybe that was a big wave, the wrong wave that came through. But I see a plug at the bottom of the boat. So I feel like something is easier than you thought. Maybe you have to pull the plug on something. Or there's something that was kind of draining you. I also see that wave as being the right wave of opportunity coming on in. What's another message for Gemini? Oh, well, that would be an opportunity, Gemini. You got make love. So it is something that is, maybe you are glowing up here. Maybe there's a little pep in your step from a little lovey situation going on. But this particular card in this message, it's not just a little night of friction, a good time. This is something that's different. This is something that is deeper, like the big deep ocean, and more divine in your energy. So maybe for some of you, you're feeling a little sassy lately. Maybe for some of you that makes no sense. You're like, it's been a dry spell for how long? That's not my message. Maybe this little glow up energy is coming through because you have something pretty deep coming in. I'm even getting a journey with that sailing, something you're being taken to, or a person you're being taken to. I don't know why I just heard the song Take On Me. I can't think of who sings that. Is that Aha? Maybe it's an aha moment. Take me on. I'll be gone. I can't get the lyrics, but I'll put it in the playlist for you guys. Step back. Take a step back and let something unfold. You do have divine energy here. So maybe if this is a new partnership or a new situation coming in your life, you don't have to push it. You have this wind helping you out. So there's no reason to direct something faster than it needs to go. So there is an unfolding here. I feel like that's also where you get to discover something, because I don't know why I just saw that as kind of like origami, something that you kind of unfold. So maybe it's taking something and laying it out flat, seeing how something has a fresh canvas, but then I feel like now I see a book, like a story. So being really on the page that you are on when you're in it. I feel like something's gonna, I feel like you want to get to the end, or you want to get to the good part, Gemini. I feel like you like the story, maybe it's a story that takes a little while to get going, or had a couple of rough chapters. You want to get back to the good part. Or I see you actually wanting to, I see you you wanting to reread that one good part again and again. So maybe you are thinking about a specific moment or the possibilities of an amazing moment. I do feel like you're a little itchy here. I feel like you want something to happen, or, you want to get to another part, or you want to go back. And this is kind of telling you to just chillax. Something is going to come through. Maybe you're waiting on someone else. Let's see. Let's get you a couple more messages, and then we'll go to the career deck. What's another message for? Oh yeah, this one doesn't even have a message. No need for words, Gemini. It's kind of like you're reaching your dream. It's kind of like that thing that you were imagining, and you're taking yourself to the roof to sit up there and be a little closer to that star, to kind of feel like you can touch the universe. I just had a conversation with somebody, and I don't even remember what state she said that she was in. I want to say Nebraska, or that's the one I'm getting, where she had a moment where it was way up in the woods somewhere, and she just laid down on a rock, and she said that the Milky Way was so vibrant. It was almost like she could touch it and see every star. So maybe you're in a place where I kind of see where that light sort of gets in the way of seeing the stars. So I feel like if something was kind of, the glow was there, but the clouds sort of got in the way, I see something clearing up, becoming closer. This could be divine guidance, because it's like you're reaching your North Star. It's also like a painting. Maybe some of you are artists, or you paint, or it's getting the elevated perspective of something that's right around you, but seeing it in a different way, from a different vantage point. I'm also getting with I keep thinking of the boat, with the smooth sailing. I feel like this is some divine guidance towards something that you were dreaming about, or even didn't know that would unfold in your life. Let's get you one more. I like your messages, Gemini. What else would be helpful for Gemini? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Equal give and take. That's a good place to go. It's almost like the Six of Pentacles. Oh, I feel like it's interesting because this sort of is my card for Six of Swords, and Six of Pentacles is equal give and take. 6, also 6 is love, and reminds me of the Lovers, which is Gemini. So maybe you were in a place that wasn't equal give and take. Maybe there was a little divine friction, in a situation to get you where it's smooth sailing. It's a back and forth flow of energy. And that's energy, give and take. It's exchange. What one person maybe gives or adds to the plate is not exactly the same as the other, but this is where you are absolutely valued, Gemini. I am seeing, just because these messages that have come through so far have kind of been all over the place. And when I've not held back and just let it out there, there's another message that comes through that confirms the weird messages I am getting. But I am seeing that if some of you are in a partnership, and there is some sassy time going on. This is not a selfish person you are dealing with. This is somebody who definitely wants to make you feel good as much as you want them to feel amazing. I'm just going to say that. Let's move along. All right, let's just stop there. Let's go to something else. We're going to go to career now, Gemini. So career, let's get a couple of messages for Gemini. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. What would be helpful for Gemini on glow up, make love, step back and let it unfold, smooth sailing, this dreamy picture worth 1,000 words, equal give and take, remembering who you are. Don't forget who you are, Gemini, because you're amazing. And a little bit of divine friction. That's the only one that's a little bit weird, because friction can also start a beautiful fire, but also create that energy where it rubs you the wrong way, not the right way over here. This is something that could have rubbed you in the wrong way to get you in the right direction, to where it's like the good kind of rub and not the weird one. So, all right, let's Gemini. You are making me blush here. All right, so maybe you make somebody blush. You do have that glowing energy. What is one message for Gemini connecting to finances, job, career, projects, abundance, prosperity, and life. Please and thank you. Oh my gosh, Gemini. Even Gemini. Okay, so even in the career deck, you are making me blush today. I'm going to pull this up. This is a career message. That's what you got. So maybe some of you are doing something involving a lot of passion when it comes to your career, or you're discovering something passionate about yourself. For some of you, maybe this is somebody you met at work. It's telling you, for some of you, all right, so the message here, even though that is, maybe you just needed to see that sassy card. Maybe this is just a little reminder of some energy that's coming in for you, or definitely wants to. But I feel interesting. I feel like if that is an energy in your life, it's actually making you work harder. Like, I don't think that you're, maybe a couple days you're getting to work a little bit late, but I kind of feel like it is inspiring you to get something, like, I don't know. I feel like you're making some changes. I see you working with a pep in your step. And I mean, that might be just an energy that comes through, even if that's just a little glow about you, a little flirting going on. I do see there's something being kind of inspiring to you. I feel like you're kind of happy. So wait, let's see what it says, because there's a message. I think the message here is, I can't believe this came through on your career card, is about passion, Gemini. Are you following your passion, or are you bored? Are you not getting equal give and take? Are you having all these daydreams, but the road is bumpy? Is something really not unfolding in the way that you thought? And it feels like the same boring story over and over. I am getting that something where, I think that came through in another one of the zodiac readings. Like, are you doing something where it's like you're reading a book, and I did see a book, and it's kind of boring. You get to the end of the page, you're supposed to retain that information, and you don't even know what you read. You just kind of weren't in it. That's not passion. Passion is inspiring everything in your life. So are you following your joy? Are you following what makes you excited to get up and do it again? Are you maybe even doing something new in your life that maybe just is something you're really curious about, you're kind of into, but you don't know much? But the more you get to know, the more you start to glow and get excited and dive into something. Let's see what it says. Stop wasting time in a dead-end job and find your true passion. I mean, that's pretty big. That also feels very pushy, so maybe you need to push yourself a little bit. Really ask yourself some questions. If it's just complacency, getting by, not really into it, it looks like there's something pretty passionate about your energy that probably is going to open up a lot of doors in your life of opportunity, even when you just talk about it, even if it's just an energy thing. It's fine to experiment, but don't settle for less than you truly deserve. So some of you are supposed to be doing something pretty amazing when it comes to your career, and you're kind of settling in the just getting by, or you're doing pretty good about getting by. You have nothing to worry about, but you're not having that pep in your step when you go there every day. So there has to be an adjustment here, Gemini. Let's go to the tarot and get some clarity on that. I can't believe that came through for you guys. So I have this one. This is the one that feels right. This is the Tarot of the Black Rose. Let's get a little clarity on maybe you've been wasting some time. You have a dream here. Maybe you've started to make some changes here, but you've been waiting for this little friction to happen. Maybe you have to create that friction. You need to remember, it's the same message here, Gemini. You need to remember who you are, how valuable you are. If you're working in a place, you have great ideas and you're not heard, and you know your ideas would work, maybe you need to start your own business or talk about those ideas, set up some interviews. I mean, this is not completely leaving your job for all of you, but this is maybe doing the job you're doing with a different kind of passion. It just makes me think of like doing the dishes, but dancing. You know, like you can do the dishes and it's a task. It has to be done. You know, there's responsibility here. But what if you turn on a good song and you dance a little while you do it? You're still getting that task done, but the energy you're putting into it is what's different. So it doesn't feel like something you have to do. You kind of just get to. I feel like you need to make something more fun. You just need to have a little more fun. But this is saying that you have a true passion, like a true passion. You think about it all the time. Maybe something you've even thought about since you were a kid, or a new passion that comes into your life and you're really curious about it, but you're not sure if you can do it. Maybe you're even getting yourself a little bit stuck because things that weren't so smooth or didn't work out in the past. Don't dig your boots in and get yourself stuck. Try something again, but try something different. It is saying that you have to maybe try something a couple different ways to get it right, but if you start to do something and it kind of works, but you kind of always questioning something, you're confused about something, or there's something, a different direction you're really thinking about when you're in that moment, you're not in the moment. So how can you make some changes to take steps towards that thing, that dream that you're always thinking about? For some of you, it's taking a class. For some of you, it's going down the rabbit hole and getting some more knowledge. For some of you, it's conversation. For some of you, it's just somebody else who believes that you can do it. And they are inspiring you to give something a try-a-roo. So let's get a little bit of clarity on this real passion. I do feel like you're going to discover something about yourself you didn't even know. Maybe somebody else recognizes something in you, potential in you, strength in you, talent in you. For some of you, maybe you did something before when you were younger and you were really talented, but you kind of put it on the back burner, you know, to get into the daily grind. Gemini, you guys. Okay, all right, let's go to the tarot. Oh, you guys you got the sassy messages coming out today. What else would be helpful for Gemini to know? Let's ask about this real passion. Wasting time. I feel like that's going to start to get annoying for you. Like you're kind of looking back. You're like, what took me so long? Why did I have to wait for that divine friction when I could have done it myself the whole time? So, but then you do have to let something unfold. But I feel like that passion is only the beginning. You really need to begin the step-by-step approach. Everything else is going to work out. If there's something that you were looking way too ahead, you know, way up in the stars at the future plans and how this could possibly go, pay attention to the couple steps you're on. I feel like this is more the bigger picture that's going to unfold, and you need to pay attention to the page that you're in. But if you don't feel like you're enjoying that page, maybe you need to turn the page. So clarity 4, Gemini, please and thank you. Oh, you do have you got the 4 of Wands. It's like this beautiful house with all these pink flowers. It kind of looks like a dream I had once. So it says, it's interesting because usually this is just like a tent or the gazebo. This is the dancing thing. I saw somebody dancing and doing the dishes. So this is the dance under the gazebo. But this is like something a little more stable than that, because you got a whole house here. So maybe it's about building a house, feeling at home, something in bloom, something in the spring, because they do kind of look like, cherry blossoms, sort of. There's also a lotus here. So the lotus comes out of a muddy situation. Sometimes the Four of Wands is a twin flame energy. It's a divine partnership because it's that 11-11, but it's that base foundation, whatever this is, where you can build, I mean, beautiful, passionate, beautiful moments. This is nice. I mean, you do have this, maybe it's about these moments with this passion here. Because for me, the Four of Wands is the moments you remember, those beautiful snapshots that you just feel so much gratitude to God that you got to have in your life. So if you've had a couple of beautiful moments, how do you create and make more? They're going to involve something you're passionate about and that brings you joy. It's saying yes. Say yes to the dance, even if you have 2 left feet. Upside down, the Four of Wands, at least for me, is having the invitation and not going. Having the dream and not trying. Having the bat in your hands and not getting off the bench. Even if it's that saying yes to the dance and it's asking somebody, would you like to dance? And they're like, no, you don't want to see my left feet in action, you know, or you don't want to see the way I dance. You're like, that's you saying, okay, I'm just going to go up there and have a good time on my own then. So it's having that adjustable flexibility. Things don't always work out in this smooth, you know, sailing energy. Sometimes things are a little bumpy or you have to adjust a little bit. But this is kind of you just saying, okay, well, I'm going to make it the best I can with what I got. So, you know, because otherwise I do see that as that regretful, like, I wish I would have when I could have. And that's not getting you anywhere. You know, woulda, coulda, shoulda. But did you? So let's get another card. Another message. I mean, this is definitely telling you the pathway to this energy of security where you feel welcome with what you're doing, welcoming in your energy, because you have this glow up, is following your joy. I feel like some of you are going to do something you're just kind of passionate about. I am seeing for you guys, Gemini, that there is something you've just kind of had a conversation with, or you kind of do on the side, but you never really thought that would be your career, or that you could even do that as a career. You know, it was just kind of a faraway dream, a cool conversation. I feel like this is a dream that can come true. I feel like this is almost like a divine welcome mat being rolled out for you. I don't know why I just saw like a golden carpet. I mean, I am wearing kind of gold, but I feel like it's like actual gold. So maybe it's a golden opportunity, a golden situation. I feel like you're not going to want to miss that opportunity, that gift from God, if it's handed to you, especially if it brings something back and forth, equal give and take in your life. I am seeing for some of you, you've given a lot in your life. And I feel like you've planted beautiful seeds out there of love. And I do see you need to get to a certain place to receive. Be open to receiving it. But I see God, the universe, divine energy, because I see these beautiful blooming flowers here. And it looks like you got to step through that gateway first. Like, get ready for the harvest. But for you, I don't see like the big apple tree. For you, I feel like it's an unfolding. It's a blooming. It's a blossoming. It's a growing. So maybe it's spiritual growth. Wands is spirit. Clarity for Gemini, please and thank you. Tell us more about the Four of Wands. Oh yeah, you are. You are going to be on the path. Good. Wow. Yeah, Gemini. Look at you. I saw all that gold. Now you have these gems of opportunity, different facets to your personality. This is really beautiful together. because this is where, if you follow your passion, if you follow your joy, that thing you never thought you could do as a business, you can. And you're gonna, I just see you like flying with something, or shine, or make headway, pave your own path. I don't know, I see like a lot of first time anyone's ever done this kind of energy, or something maybe really different in your town, or really different for you. The 9 of Pentacles is the self-made man or woman. This is somebody who has worked really hard to acquire what they have. This is somebody who deserves everything that they've worked for, but they worked hard. This is not somebody who's a lazy ass on the couch. This is somebody who put a lot of effort, energy, time, and attention into. But if this is somebody who is working with that passion, it's not going to feel like work. It's going to feel like, you know, these possibilities open up like magic. Like the more you have fun, the more comes in. You know, it's just kind of beautiful. But it did take some effort. It's not just handed on a silver or golden plate. We'll take a look at that upside down. But I like, this came through for someone else. I can't remember who. But the 9 of Pentacles is where you maybe start a business. Or you do something where you're self-sufficient. You're maybe a landlord, or you have residual income. Or whether it's big or small, whether you have like a tiny home, or a castle in a kingdom that you are running, it's wealth that means something to you. So for some people, this wealth is freedom. For some people, it is having a business, you know, really having something that they like want to work on. But I'm not seeing this as the business owner that's absent. I'm seeing this as the business owner that has something where it's like their pride and their passion, and they're present, and willing to like show up if they need them, if they're needed. But I also feel like it's somebody who can also take some time off and has people that can help them out. I feel like it's both. And I love how this has the bird. So just as an example, so you guys know, so this came through in another reading. It has that big parrot. Coming from somebody that had a parrot from the time I was little. I grew up with an African gray and then ended up with an eclectus. Vinny, some of you that have been with me for a while remember Vinny. He used to be in my videos. Vinny is currently at my mom's house. She watched him for a vacation and she never gave him back. But that's sort of how I got him in the first place. I watched him and I said, you know what? You're not going to get your bird back. I'm going to keep him here. And I had him for like 8 years. So it was very appropriate at this time that my mom had Vinny, because I think she keeps him company. But having a parrot is not easy. They look pretty cool. They talk, but they are a lot of work. They are a lot of work. Even when you go away on vacation, how many people know how to take care of a bird? And birds are weird. They might not like anyone that's there. Sometimes they're really friendly, depends on the bird, but they can be kind of dinosaur-like, and they got really scary beaks. So, but they need their water changed. You got to clean up that poop. You got to wipe down their cage every day. You got to let them out, give them attention and stimulation, you know, and time. It's like a 5-year-old, but that's going to live to be 60. So it's a lot of work. So even though if someone's out there in the yard with their lush fabrics and their pretty little parrot, even their parrot took work. So from the outside perspective, some people don't recognize how much work is put into something. They don't see what somebody was doing after hours, or up all night, or getting up early, or when the camera wasn't rolling, or, you know, behind closed doors. They just see the final product. So it is possible when you're in this energy, outside people look at that person or you or whoever this is, and they're like, oh, they're just giving everything. That being said, let's look at this upside down. Upside down, it is not somebody that knows what equal give and take is. This is somebody who's a little selfish, or a lot selfish, somebody looking for the handout, somebody putting themselves in the position where they are benefiting somehow from somebody else's hard work and wealth. somebody that does not appreciate how hard somebody else may have worked for them to have what they have been given. You know, it's somebody that's just so used to getting something that they expect it, and they end up having this lack of gratitude in their energy, expectations upon others, not knowing what it's like to even not have something, so it's appreciated when they have it. You know, it should be where someone, even if they're given something, they have to at least recognize how hard it was for someone else to have it, or have compassion for somebody that maybe doesn't have that. So just take a look at that upside down, because that's not everybody's situation, but you do have the message that, you know, some of you need to recognize where you are accepting less than you deserve, where it's possibly not an equal give and take situation, where maybe some of you are always being expected to handle everything, because that's a lot of work here. And that might be something that could glow you up to the point where you feel like you're burning out or running out of, I don't know, I kind of get running out of patience, actually. It's definitely settling for less, but the person that is expecting more should also be able to, I don't know, even put in work. I even see somebody that maybe they just had a lot, but I still feel like with all this energy here, even if somebody was very blessed in what they were given, they would still want to use those blessings to help others that maybe didn't have it. You know, instead of like kind of being in their own little four corners and not ever having an outside, they would want to at least know what the outside perspective of other cultures, the world, is. I feel like there's a little philanthropy or some kind of, with this, like some way somebody can donate their time. Maybe they don't have to work for a living, but maybe they have extra time, or maybe there's something they can teach, or maybe there is some way that they can even give advice. If this is somebody that is good with finances, maybe it's somebody that can help somebody help themselves have this possible beginning or security in their life. It might even be somebody that's just so inspiring by what they're doing, what they're passionate about, and how they made that happen, that you're almost giving other people permission to follow their joy, follow their passion, and have more people discover that in their life, because a lot of people go through the whole life and never discover what actually makes them happy. And that's a blessing, even though it feels really simple. So let's get one more. And then we didn't even go to love yet, did we? One more, because these are just kind of small situations. You don't have any major arcana. It's something that you actually have a lot of control over, Gemini. So clarity on the 9 of Coins, 4 of Wands, and 7 of Cups. That's the dream you're not making happen. This is coming through a lot in these readings. It's illusion, delusion, fantasy, not making a decision, not knowing what to decide, not knowing what direction. It's kind of wishy-washy and all over the place. So it could be, let me see these all together. It could be there was somebody here, if they're looking for the handout and they're kind of delusional about reality, how hard it was to, you know, have all those different options right there in front of them in the first place. But I feel like this is more about you, Gemini, and that's not your energy. If anything, that's somebody else's. Your energy might be that you have so many choices, you don't know what to choose. You have to feel something out with that energy of, look, there's a hidden cat here. Let me show you this. Look at the little cat. It's sitting like in the middle of one of the cups. I forgot how cool these cards are. I haven't even seen them all. And then you have that flower. You have a person here that has a victory wreath on their head, but their mind is open. You have a ghost over here. Maybe some of you are dealing with a ghosting situation. And this one does look like a little snake. I saw that in another reading. If you got a snake in the grass, it's time to get the lawnmower out. But you have these pearls here, the pearls of wisdom, and that's in a golden shell. There's a lot of pearls here. So something's either been developing, because isn't a pearl created with a little friction? I'm not sure how a pearl is made, but I feel like that's wisdom or something opening up. The beauty in your soul opening up, because I just thought of Venus. You're my Venus. Okay, what's that? Venus, you're my fire, my desire. I don't even know who sings that. So maybe you had to have a little open mind about one choice. You could have dealt with a situation from the past, or something that just kind of went away with no explanation. Or maybe something really feels like an illusion. With that cat, it kind of makes me think of getting out of the house. Because I think of a cat, whatever I said, in their own little territory. And then I thought of like an outdoor cat. You know, how they're pretty smart and they want to expand and explore. So I feel like there's something about changing from an indoor to an outdoor cat. But you have to make a choice. If you make it, and there's also a castle. And then there's a bunch of gems. I don't know why I looked at those gems and felt like they were different from the pearls. I feel like the pearls are natural and wise and real and special and unusual. And there's something about that cup of gems. It's like, instead of, you get it and you think it's like a real rock, but it's plastic. I feel like there's something that's kind of commercial, or like costume jewelry there. It looked bright and shiny and you thought it was a diamond, but it was a rhinestone. It was as valuable as something you get in the bubblegum machine. So in order to make the right choice, Gemini, you have to sometimes make the wrong one. You have all of these gems here too. They look real and beautifully faceted, glowing that light in many different ways. So maybe some of you are focused on something that was like brought into your life or dangled in front of you that felt like it was all of these amazing choices, but I kind of feel like none of them feel really right, except for maybe that cool cat or that beautiful rose. And I feel like you're getting these divine pearls of wisdom to have discernment, to know what's right for you and what's not. But sometimes you got to delete all the options. You got to give something a go to know that it wasn't right. That's still movement. That's still helping you learn what is valuable. Sometimes you make the right choice right away. But it's also that little bit of energy where if you don't choose, sometimes you come home empty-handed. And if you keep choosing something wrong, you come home with that thing that you don't really even value when it's there. All right, let's go to love. Let's see what's going on in love, because I do feel like that's kind of a segue. You have that, the Seven of Cups. I just hear stunned or stuck or stagnant or something like that. It's almost like somebody had so many choices, they didn't make any. Or so scared they'll choose wrong that they went with something that was kind of, I hear convenient. I'm not sure if that's your energy or someone else, or that's just you having some awareness of the past. I don't even know what I grabbed. I guess we're doing this one. This is a combination of Whispering Heart and Romance and Love. I put them together because they were both pink and I felt like both decks were kind of small on their own. So let's get a little clarity. What would be helpful for Gemini when it comes to love, romance, relationships? It's interesting that I grabbed this, and I actually did bring another deck for you. I wanted to use this one. So maybe we'll do both. Clarity on love, relationships, romance, making love, equal give and take, and smooth sailing. Gemini, sun, moon, rising, Venus. You got some sparks coming through. I mean, the first thing you got was a glow up, and now you have some sparks. So you just have to figure out how, if something was lit up, how to relight that match. It's funny because I'm just thinking of, you know, you got to keep things interesting, Gemini, here. But it looks like, you know, if you have the right situation coming in, you might have the right person that, you know, goes back and forth and helps you keep something interesting. Maybe it's you take turns. It's keep the sparks flying, surprise each other with gestures of love. So maybe somebody's surprising you, but this is gestures of love. So I feel like you're switching something up. I don't feel like it's the same thing that you do all the time, because I feel like that's like making that same choice of that. It's like, if, I don't know, I see somebody like drinking the same exact thing every single day. It was their favorite drink, but then they never have anything else. They didn't even know that something else might be their favorite because they never gave it a go. So this is where you're switching something up. This is not just a little sparkler here. You got a whole like fire pit with sparks. So it is saying that you have to do something a little surprising, you know, or maybe somebody is coming through and doing something a little surprising for you. Maybe it's about love languages too. Let's get another one. What's another message for Gemini, please? When it comes to love, closure. All right, well, I like that this is going both ways. So for some of you, this divine friction here might be that you have to shut the door on a certain situation, relationship, or something you went through in the past, so that you can start with this beautiful foundation and passionate abundance where you're really into what you do every day to come in the future. So it is just the awareness that not all connections are meant to be. Accept closure. If there's somebody not doing a good job, I'm getting kind of like I'm holding on you, like creating a little extra friction in your life because they're not letting go. Maybe you need to have a like very clear conversation with that person. You know, because if you kind of keep going back to the wrong decision, that person might think the door is kind of going, you know, open and shut, and they're not quite sure if it's going to be open or shut. So I do feel like some of you need to have a solid conversation, but sometimes you don't get closure. You got to move on. You got to be the one to get on your boat over here, do a little glowing up, and know that, you know, who you are, what you deserve. Don't accept less, especially if somebody's closing that door on how amazing you are, weren't giving back with all that you have given, whether that is love or attention or time or energy or sparkly passion, whatever it is. If it's somebody that's only half-ass on giving back to you, and especially if they're not recognizing how amazing you are, maybe you just need to walk out the door. Maybe it's not even about a conversation. And if this is a past situation, you might not ever get a you know, clarity. Maybe eventually you will, but maybe that clarity starts inside of you, and that's all you need to know. So there's definitely different groups of you here. I feel like we should do one more. It's the same thing. You got divine timing. Of course you got divine timing. I was feeling like you were a little itchy, or you wanted to like jump ahead in the story, or, you know, make something happen, but then you have to step back. So you do have to trust. There is divine timing in this situation, which means you are divinely directed with this divine friction, even to be at the right place at the right time with the right person in the right situation where it's going to work. I feel like you're going to grow together. Maybe even start a business with someone here, where somebody supports you on your dream. Trust in divine timing. Love arrives when it's meant to. It's like going to be a beautiful knock on your divine door. But it's also that divine timing where you know when it's also time to knock. For some of you, because it's equal give and take, so this might go both ways. What did I say before? This one. So let's get you one from, let's get one from the twin flame. And then clarify with a different tarot. So what is one more? Because I feel like, I mean, these could be the same situation. Maybe this is just the past. You got some sparks coming in. It's reminding you, if you have this sparkly energy coming in, to keep it interesting. But I feel like some of you might be holding on to something from the past. I don't know why I just saw I saw the Four of Wands, and I thought of the record and the dance. I saw all of this like illusion here. I feel like some of you like were playing the same record over and over instead of the whole beautiful jukebox. Like you kept thinking like, no, this time you could put the quarter in. Put the quarter in. The song is going to come through. It's going to be a different song. You played a different song. Why is it the same song again? So if it's something that is repeating like that, maybe your jukebox is broken. you need to take your quarter somewhere else. I hope that made sense. I get the weirdest imagery in readings. But I feel like you got a whole playlist of awesome coming in. So clarity for Gemini, please. What would be helpful to know? You have a feminine energy. So maybe, I mean, I have this. Maybe you need closure with a feminine energy, or you need to step into your feminine energy and allow, it does say allow something to come, or it's going to arrive when it's meant to be. Hopefully this is you dealing with a divine feminine energy, or you in your divine feminine energy, because that means you're tapping into God, source, insight, wisdom, you know, not stuck down on her earth down here just looking at the stuff. It says you seeking a twin or soulmate. So maybe there's somebody that was seeking or was looking. Whether you're looking or not, it's going to unfold in divine timing. So let's see. A little clarity on feminine. Maybe if, maybe it's the same message for some of you, no matter what gender you are. We all have feminine and masculine inside of us. Perhaps some of this in regards to love is about you allowing something to come to you. But it's also stepping into what you really deserve. I have remember who you are. Remember what you deserve. What's another message for Gemini, please? Pause. Divine timing. Take a little break. Take a step back. In action, but in calmness. Step back. You have two messages that say step back. Step back and let something unfold. And this says step back and wait for a sign. And I have that over divine timing. You're going to have a sign come through. You're going to have something that sparks you in a different way. Maybe this pause is a time for reflection, clarity, to get something grounded that you need to work on. Put some love into yourself. Maybe somebody put you on pause. That was just the time you needed to maybe get a project going. I guess we're getting another one because I started to auto shuffle. So one more. And you're going to get an offer. This does look like a party. It's really beautiful. Look at all these flowers. It's a gesture, engagement, a wedding. You do have a wedding here. Maybe some of you are going to a wedding, or there's a wedding coming in your future, or just something where it's a union. Is that it's like the dance under the gazebo here. The right time to make an offer, engagement. I feel like you are engaging and rejoicing your union. So it's a union based in joy. What's at the bottom? Alone. Abandonment, lonely, lost. The divine is with you. So maybe some of you felt abandoned. There was a ghost in one of those cups. Or like you have to always do something on your own. It's even possible some of you are in a union and you still feel alone. You don't really have this spark of passion or equal give and take. Maybe for some of you, you had a little alone time to give you a new glow or get you onto your purpose. To put some loving attention into you. I hear get healthier with something. And for some of you, you really like your alone time. I'm kind of getting a different message with that. Like, some people can feel lonely, but some people just want to be alone. They need a moment to themselves, man. You know, you always got a lot going on. So maybe for some of you, this is you having, like, you see, like, genuine appreciation for your alone time, getting to know who you are, more about yourself. Also, this is a gift, especially if there is a pause, because if, Gemini, you are remembering who you are, putting love into yourself, stepping into this energy of joy, saying yes to the dance, but doing things that make you joyful and genuinely enjoying your time and who you are, you're going to be in a beautiful glowing vibration. So anybody that gets to be with you in this, what did that say? Rejoicing in your union, feels like you in their life is a gift. And it's you probably reflecting that same energy where you feel like if there's somebody that you would, you know, break your beautiful alone time with and you want to be around more and more, I do feel like there's an interdependence there. And I feel like maybe you'll make those adjustments because it's also a gift to get to see who you are with the dynamic of someone else. I'm getting a lot of gift energy. But look at everything as a gift. The moments you're with weird partners that don't really work out. You know, that transition time that maybe goes beautifully or maybe not so much. The times where you have no closure. The times where you have a great conversation and you know exactly what happened and you move along. Those sparks of passion that came into your life that create a little pep in your step. You know, every situation you learn more about yourself, but life is always going to be a transition. Hopefully, you're always growing. I feel like you are desiring to grow and glow and shine differently. But those changes have to be made internally, self-reflecting in what you can and cannot do, not in any kind of controlling energy of anyone else, to do something a certain way, to feel a certain way, to I see like lessons, to get their lessons or not. Sometimes people have to repeat a class a couple times. I feel like you're kind of skipping ahead and somebody fell behind. So don't stay in that class that you're not in anymore, doing somebody's homework so they get better faster. I feel like somebody has to do the work just like you have. I hope that was helpful. That was kind of a weird thing to see. But that kind of felt like a strong message. So what were we gonna do? Did we do another tarot? Yeah, we have to do a tarot to clarify we're gonna clarify a couple of the love. Yeah, this one, so let's do this one. Art of life. Actually, let's do this. Message from the universe. This is a big reading for you guys. I hope this was helpful. I do feel like it's kind of all over the place in a good way. So I feel like you guys are either thinking about past situations, you have a lot going on, or this is giving you a lot of insight for different chapters that are unfolding in your life, that are coming in. But I keep looking at this person on the roof. Even that person looks kind of alone. But there's a difference between alone and lonely. So what did I get? This is the, let's pull something. What is the message for Gemini from the universe that would be helpful? Overall, I feel like I gotta organize myself, Gemini. I feel like these cards are all over the place right now. So, clarity for Gemini. What is this? Don't lose sight of this truth. This is exactly what I just said. This truth. You came here to what did I just say? I'm so glad this came through right now, Gemini. You came here to evolve and grow. And I think I threw in the glow. So it is necessary to experience the difficult times. And that's when you will grow the most. There's always a light at the end of that dark tunnel. You have this, I think one of the first things I saw is you glowing in the dark. Even if you're going through that tunnel, it feels like it's been a long time. You have this divine illumination to get you to that bright light, that bright opportunity, that next destination, that new chapter. It's having a different reflection or awareness of the chapters that maybe, I did see you trying to skip through those chapters that were like the rocky situations you didn't like. You want to get to the good part. Get to the making love part already. That was the chapter you want to reread. But even those weird ones, you learn so much more about yourself because of that. And when that has inner awareness, self-responsibility, and true desire to create changes in you, that's when everything can change in your life. That's where you don't have to repeat a class or a karmic cycle because you've been there before. You passed the grade, you passed the test, you're ready to move along. Sometimes people move along and grow with us, and sometimes they fall behind. So I do see for some of you, don't let yourself fall behind because you're waiting for somebody else to catch up. Keep moving. It's smoother sailor ahead for you. I'm going to read this one more time. Don't lose sight of the truth. Where's your truth? Remember who you are. We're down here to learn. And, sometimes life is, we get a smooth chapter. It's bright and easy. And sometimes it's hard and rough. And, we're kind of knocked on our ass. But this is you getting up stronger, getting up brighter. And like evolving in your divine spirit because of something. Don't lose sight of this truth. You came here to evolve and grow. So it's necessary to experience the difficult times. That's when you grow the most. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. Are you focused on the dark tunnel or on that illumination and what you've learned along the way? That light is in you. That connection to God is in you. So let's get you a few of these and end with the art of life. What are some messages for Gemini? Please and thank you. That is something that is helpful when it comes to love, romance, Nine of Swords. Those are the difficult times. That's the dark tunnel. That's someone that feels alone. This has come through a couple times in different zodiac readings too. This is where you get lost in the drama. You stay in the stress. You don't address something that is stressful, and it keeps repeating to the point where it's now affecting your sleep and creating blockages in your body, closing your mind off to possibilities, or almost like pulling the wool over your eyes where you don't even see something when it's a blessing and it's there. So this is where you need to change your mindset. It's very powerful. The longer we dwell on our misfortunes, the greater is their power to harm us. You know, if you're just constantly stressed out by something and you're not making any changes to get out of that situation or do something differently or change your choices or accept transformation or get out of a cycle or have growth, you're going to feel stuck. It's like you're going to feel more and more stuck the longer you do something the same way. Sometimes this is where you're overwhelmed in your mind because you need to have a closure conversation and you never open it up. So it's like, you know, pushing something under the rug, and that pile just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until you finally just trip on it. And it could be that finally divine friction brings everything out at once, rather than it maybe being an easier situation had it been addressed sooner. So this might not be your energy. It also might just be giving you a little clarity, since this is saying that, you know, there's something that didn't go right, or something that wasn't unfolding right, or not so smooth sailing. But how do you redirect your thoughts? How do you change your mindset? Look at how you grew from something. Look at the strength you had. Look at how what you didn't want made you refocus to where you do want something. And what are you doing to get there? Let's get a little clarity on the Nine of Swords. Sometimes it is interrupted sleep, nightmares. It could even be where something is being ignored and you go about your business in the day, you make yourself really busy, and then it sneaks up at night or overwhelms you all at once. I also see it kind of like upside down. It's having that big dream, that thing you keep thinking about and you never make steps towards it. Another message for Gemini. Beautiful that you have Temperance. So you're going to find the beautiful way through a situation. You're going to find the balance with all of that energy. You're going to rid of anything that was an impure, imbalanced energy in your life and come back to this beautiful equal give and take. Because Temperance is where you get rid of those things that were keeping you down like lead and transmuting it to gold. Transmuting all of those mundane experiences into divine transmutation. To see an elevated spiritual perspective on everything. Because this usually has the big angel coming down, protecting you, guiding you. It's finding that Goldilocks zone. Finding that beautiful midway point. Not too hot, not too cold, just right. Sometimes it is. You have that energy here with the Nine of Coins. So it is where you become the professional. The more you did something, the easier it got, but the better you got at it, even though it's not necessarily something easy. Also, I do feel like this is something that's coming into your life that's not really what you thought. This is just having awareness that there might be a person, a partner, a business partner, a lover coming in your life and sees that divinity in you. Sees you for who you really are, not what you do as a job. And it's where you have unlike energies, yet balanced and matching. Because this is the divine, the divine, I'm having trouble speaking at the ends. Maybe it's about communication. Maybe that's what somebody is kind of in their head about, you know, on replay. But it's the divine masculine, the divine feminine merged together to create a brand new dynamic of beautiful potential and balance. The unlike is joined together, and from those differences results the most beautiful harmony. That's kind of what I was seeing with kind of with that record. You know, if there were two people that have the most beautiful voice, but they sang the exact same song together on the exact same note and there was no harmony. It wouldn't be that deep. It's where somebody has a difference, and because those two aren't really the same, that's why it's so much more interesting, so much more expressive. Temperance is also sometimes art. It's Major Arcana number 14. It's beautiful. I just kind of like how she's washing her feet at the creek. Let's get one more for Gemini, please. The Fool! Gemini, you're ready to take a leap of faith. You're ready for a new start. You're ready to do something unlike you've ever done before with this wide-eyed sense of wonder. I did see you like dancing and doing the dishes. Now you are just smiling and playing the lute or the guitar. What's at the bottom? 7 of Wands. It might be a transition where you feel a little bit defensive, or somebody else feels defensive that you're moving on, or you're going way outside your comfort zone here. You must live in the present, launch yourself into every wave. I did see something in the very beginning about you in a wave with that smooth sailing. And find your eternity in every moment. That's where you're on that page. You're in that moment. You're not lost in la la land dreaming about being somewhere else. You're in it. You're diving in here. You know, it is telling you don't be a fool. Sometimes you have to take a calculated risk or do something step by step. But this is you allowing yourself to step into a partnership, a new business, a new job, a new situation, a new whatever it is, a new cycle in your life where you're new. So it's that leveling up, you know? You're going back to school. You're not 3rd grade anymore. You're jumping to 9th. Or, 432nd grade if this is the school life. But you don't really know what it's going to be like. You might have all these illusions and these delusions and, have your pencils ready. Think about how it's going to be like that last cycle, but it's probably not going to be. But whatever you learned in the last cycle is going to get you through this one better, easier, even though it might not be easy. I do feel like you're going to handle something differently. The 7 of Wands might be that you have to defend the sleep, or somebody might feel defensive. Like, why are you moving off to 482nd grade when I'm here in 3rd grade? And you're like, well, that's just what it has to be. Like that, I just feel like you're like somebody's kind of somewhere different, but life isn't a matter of holding good cards. It's kind of the same message for you guys. Like, why now? Why did it happen? Why did I get this hand? Well, maybe it's how you play the game. Maybe it's playing that, that shitty hand like a pro. It's how you handle a situation, not the situation handed to you. The 7 of Wands. So remember, with the 7 of Wands, it's a 7. You are looking at something with that elevated perspective. This is you either able to play that hand better with the shitty, hand of cards, or you actually have the better hand. Because if you have the elevated perspective, you are seeing something from a different vantage point. You have the higher ground with this. But it's also maintaining that higher ground, not lowering yourself to someone else's perspective. I feel like you need to maintain your stance on something. Because it's not really the battle, but somebody's there and they know how to do it if they need to. But this is looking at something through the energy of spirit. I hear rather than spite. That was a weird thing to get at the end of the reading here, but I'm a big old messaroo and I need to take a little break, Gemini. So I do hope this reading was helpful for you. I hope something came through that made sense. Maybe it was just 1 or 2 messages. I appreciate you being here and especially helping this channel and me out with, even if you just put like a little emoji in the description, or not the description, in the comments. Leave a comment, you know, connect to all of us here, what you felt about the reading or something that was helpful and inspiring to everyone. And hopefully you thumbs up this video. It's something really small that you can do that does show me that you are enjoying these. And I really do appreciate it. I appreciate connecting to all of you. I feel like you are my soul family, and I feel so blessed. So very blessed to be here with you. Thank you. I love you so much, and I look forward to seeing you very soon. Bye.